Good morning and Happy New Year, Happy 2021. I hope you had a terrific Christmas, and I hope this is going to be a good New Year for you and for your family. Thanks for listening. Of course, everyone had right. We've all survived the holiday season with all its ups and downs, and I always have plenty of food for thought after all the experiences of Christmas with different family members and even your own memories and what reality is. And of course, any of those things just make me so grateful that I can just lean back on God, because I don't understand most things. But you have to live with so many things. And how do you live with things you don't understand? And that's kind of what I've been mulling over the past couple of days. I think it's very biblical to not understand things and to admit that you don't understand things. I think we're very uncomfortable not understanding things, but I think we're more uncomfortable when people don't understand us or they don't agree with us. And I think we end up in a situation where, you're having a conversation, and before you know it, you're having an argument. How did that happen? And you stop and you think about it, and you didn't agree with something someone said, or they didn't agree with you. And at that point, I think we're just so easily derailed. And it's, I had a couple of very extreme examples of that this past couple of weeks. And the first one ended really quite nicely, because since both of us were God people, spirit people, we understood what a terrific thing to disagree with someone simply because you don't understand, which is different than disagreeing because you're wrong or you're right. And in the end, it was a terrific conversation. I have to think about faith. What do I really understand about faith? It's so nice to have the rules, don't, be kind of the Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit. But if I stop and think a little deeper, like if God is eternal, and He is, then why is life happening now? Because there must have been trillions of years before this, and trillions. So what makes this in God's time? The time when life, and this is only for a finite period, right? We're going to move on to the next plans that He has. And so almost immediately I realize I have no answers. I cannot fathom. But I just trust, and I know how God works from what He's told me, what I read and what He leads me to. And He doesn't require that I understand. He just requires that I accept it. Because I can't understand it. I cannot understand God, and He knows that. And when we decide that we know what's right and what's wrong, and what should be and shouldn't be, then we're in pretty big trouble. And God says, admit your ignorance, and I will keep you. I will keep you in a safe place. I'll keep you calm. And it's very nice, but it's so easy to get knocked out of that. What is it like when you hold a child in your arms? This is a beautiful thing, right? But then the kid cries and they want to move on and things like that. That's just how it is. There are just so many things. For myself, I know the things that I know, and I don't need other people to agree with me. Nor do I require people to agree with me, to be with me. In fact, what's nicer than when someone listens to you and say, wow, I love how you understand that, or how you look at that. And then they have a different point of view. And I said, that is so godlike, because there's countless points of view. And it's only, I guess, when they're all going to be assembled is that we're going to see what does God really have going on. So I was just thinking, and then I had another conversation, and it really didn't go well, and God wasn't part of the conversation. And I was thinking about, when you read the Bible, one of the great comforts for me is they're always kind of feeding you. All the words of God are always feeding you. You know, it says a cord of three is not easily broken. And I think, there are many cords of three. I think mostly, for a husband and a wife and God, because there's so much disagreement comes from that tension between a husband and a wife. Your own marriage, or you watch other people and you see them struggling, and they haven't learned to integrate God into it. And so they don't know how to be wrong and be okay being wrong. You have to agree with me, but I can't agree with you. Well, one of you has to change for the other person, and it's terrible. But with God, I don't agree with that. And that's the end of it, and then you respect that. I mean, not if it's something terrible, I don't agree that you're beating the child, Well, I'm talking about mostly, right, don't we argue about the little annoying things, money or whatever it is. And I just come to realize that one of the great pieces of peace from God is to know God yourself, and to know that you only understand what he needs you to understand for you to be his servant. And then everyone else is his servant. And, it's not magic. You're not going to agree with everything, but you still do the things you're supposed to do, because in your heart you feel like you should. And in my heart, I feel like I should never make someone else do something they don't want to do. And it's nice. And I just think, if you're having an argument with someone, isn't it okay to just disagree? And then, and what's really nice is that maybe that person can then explain to you why they feel that way. And that's even nicer. And you still aren't going to agree, but you understand the person. And I believe that's the essence of faith, is to understand a person. And then it's like, wow, I see how God is using you totally different than me. And why would I think that he would use everyone the way he uses me, right? We love that sense of being unique, but we want everyone to be like us. And this is not godly. Anyway, in my job, I've learned this. In today's church is a lot of conflict with a lot of how I was raised, I'm here because God put me here. And God put me here with the music to do the music, provide the music for the situations. And, and I love to do it, even if I don't agree with the situation. And that makes me feel so good, because I'm going to try to be faithful to God when I don't understand anything. And when I say I don't understand it, I don't mean I don't agree. It means I don't understand it. I used to not agree. Now I don't understand it. And it's quite peaceful, because then I'm free. I'm free to do my very best, to do the best I can for God, which is just what makes me feel like I have some kind of purpose. And things move along, and things are resolved, and things become explained. It's really nice. You just have to be patient. But mostly, I guess I'm just, maybe for the new year, right? It's just okay. In fact, it's good to disagree. I think there's probably something not right if everybody agrees. This doesn't seem like that's honest. So we just respect differences, and nor should you be compelled to agree with someone. Because everyone's doing it, you must do it. No. Because if God lays it on your heart, no, then it's no. And then, you just respect it. It's a nice thing. Sometimes you think, this would be some kind of world if we just all trusted God, but I guess that's coming. Anyway, a lot of rambling, but again, that's what I was thinking about. I hope you have a terrific weekend. Thanks, and Happy New Year.